Hi everyone, my name is Heather Ingram and I work in the Medicaid office for the New York State Department of Health, and I am joined by Samantha Hum. And today we are going to walk through two forms, the electronic funds transfer form, known as the EFT form, and then the ETIN certification statement. So a couple of things to orient. This is a review of information that's on the emeni.org site. So that's where you should be getting forms and information to enroll as a provider. The next thing is we've created this doula enrollment instructions cheat sheet, which you can see is being hovered over right now. And we want this to be used as a cheat sheet for tracking the forms that need to be completed, tracking information to pay attention to, and items not to miss. So open that up and use that alongside. And let's get into the EFT form. So all of the forms, with the exception of one, live in this tab, the requirements and additional forms. Okay, we go over in a separate video the practitioner enrollment form, which is required alongside these documents. So the electronic funds transfer form has instructions underneath, and this is the form to get paid by New York State fee-for-service. So you'll see here that there's the instruction to include a copy of a voided check. This is required to link your bank up. And if you're someone who does not use checks, you can contact your bank to have a voided check provided. There are instructions on this document. The one piece we want to draw your attention to is number 2. So here, this instructs applicants to mail this form separately. Please don't do that. For the initial application, this form should be mailed with the other application documents. So all forms need to be mailed together at the same time to the mailing addresses provided on the emeni website. And we instruct all applicants to keep a copy for their records and not to send in original training certificates or the original doula letter of verifying training if you're sending that in. Okay. The next thing on this form to draw your attention to is all of these forms can be completed electronically. And so you'll see that there's this light blue, light gray highlight. This indicates it can be completed electronically. However, signatures and initials cannot be completed electronically. And in this case, the date also cannot be completed electronically. So anytime you notice this, this should be a flag that this needs to be done in wet ink, so meaning with a blue or black pen. Electronic signatures will not be accepted, nor will like rubber stamps, for example. Okay. If you have questions on this form directly, the best place to reach out for questions is the emeni call center, which is listed on this form and then also noted on the website. And on the website, there's also the option to email for questions. Okay, so that's the EFT form. Very important in order to get paid. The next form is the ETIN certification statement. And again, this is required. Okay. And here again, you see this light blue highlight for you to complete electronically. And then if we scroll down, here there's the requirement for this form to be witnessed by a notary. So important things to note. You should wait to fill out this part of the form until you're in front of a notary, and wait to sign it until you're in front of a notary. The other piece is that you should wait to date it until the notary instructs you to do so. And the instructions for this form are on the second page. And again, you'll notice that there's no gray or light blue highlight over the signature. So again, this needs to be in ink. I'm going to hand it over to Samantha to finish this presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Heather. So we'll just go back to the EMEDNI page. So again, these are the two forms that we just went over. And Heather already mentioned the Doula program did not create these forms, and we don't maintain them. So while we can speak in depth to the other Doula forms we've created, sorry, not the prior conduct questionnaire, we do recommend that if people have more specific questions about the EFT, the ETIN, to contact EMEDNI directly. So we saw that phone number that was on the EFT form, but it's also listed on this page, and you can also send an email, as Heather mentioned. So the last thing that we'll point out is where to find the mailing instructions. As Heather mentioned, all forms should be put in one envelope sent to the same address, one of these here that's listed on the website. We know that the EFT form has a different address that has tripped up some of our Doula applicants. It's not to say that it will lead to a definite rejection, but it can create a longer time to process the application, and it could result in a returned application. So because of some of those experiences, we are now suggesting the best thing to do to guarantee your application is accepted and processed is to send everything in one envelope to one of these two addresses. And then just pointing out, here's our Doula Services website, and here's our email address where you can contact us with any further questions. And be sure to check out our other videos where we go into more depth about these other forms. Thank you, everyone.